This video is about protection magic, but it's also about healing magic. To protect, we must continue to heal, and in order to heal, we must also protect. I have found in my discovery and my learning as a practitioner of the nature path that these two actually work very well hand in hand. And so I want to share a small video about this concept. So let's talk about the idea of protection. The very first thing I must tell you is that protection isn't about psychic attacks. It's not about someone attacking you per se. Protection is about you setting healthy boundaries and understanding that you have an auric field around you that picks up and it kind of gives and receives energy consistently. So recognizing you have this like 4 foot radius around your body that is your aura. It is your energy field. You have an energy body within this vessel. So the energy itself is so strong and so powerful that we actually resonate outside of the actual form. So, because of this energy body, we actually have all the time become, you know, consistently aware that we have exchange of energy with those that we are around. So, to kind of start talking about that a bit, you start to understand that protection is about setting healthy boundaries. Protection is not about, what someone is doing to you. It's more about you protecting yourself from others and protecting others from you. So, let's talk about this energy field a bit. The energy field itself is kind of like our chakra points. So if you think about the 7 chakras, we have a reflected energy field. So on the very outer layer of that energy field is what would be considered your root chakra. It's what the whole world sees. So that 4 foot radius being at that fourth foot. Now, again, I'm using four as an average. Everyone is different. Some people might have a 2 foot radius, some might have a 6 foot radius. And there might be different times in your life where yours varies and changes. So keep that in mind. For example, if you are a recluse, your energy field is probably on the smaller level. If you're someone who's an extrovert, then yours might be really, really big and really far out there. So just keeping that in mind. Now, this energy field, the outer layer, the one that's at the furthest away from your physical body, is connected to your root chakra. And if you think about your root chakra, that is about your manifestation, what you create in your life, how people see you, for sure, right? Then the next layer in, closer to your body form, is going to be your sacral. This is the parent, the nurturer, the caregiver, right? So we kind of have this shield is the next thing to be seen by others. Then we come in further and we have our solar plex. This is our passion, our drive, fight or flight exists here. Now, those 3 layers are very much exposed at any given time in your life. The next layer in goes into your heart chakra. And I want you to think about your heart and how selective you are with who you let in and who you share your heart with, right? So, again, as we get closer to our body, right, the more important chakras start to kind of come in, the ones that are closer, nearer, and deeper into who we are. Now, the next one is going to be your throat chakra. Now, I want you to think about this. Someone has to be really, really close, and you can speak in a whisper when someone is close enough to you and they can hear you, right? For someone to truly listen and hear your words means that you're speaking your truth. That throat chakra, that communication, true communication, is closest to you when you really can speak your heart to those who are close. And that group of people, of course, goes from the hundreds when you're talking about your outer layer into just a select few the closer you get to the inner portion of your physical form. So that whole throat chakra concept is those who really hear your truth, who really listen with depth of their soul to your words. That is why that is so close to you. The next one's going to be your third eye. This is really close to you. We keep it near and dear to ourselves to protect ourselves. And this is our intuition. This is, us understanding the greater whole. And then we go into the crown chakra, which is completely close to ourselves. And that idea of understanding this, the greater consciousness, and that we are this being of light and energy that is currently residing within this flesh. This is what we keep near and dear to us, and very, very protected through the other layers that are in our auric field. So when we have a psychic attack, or we feel like our boundaries are being crossed, this protection concept, then we now can understand that they're going to hit our root chakra first. It's going to affect us in the physical world. It's going to affect us in our day-to-day lives, right? Now, if a close family member does something that is hurtful towards you, that would damage your auric field, they may already be at your heart level. So you're going to feel that tear, that auric tear, or that auric ding. You're going to feel that heavier, right? So I really want you to think about how everyone stands at a different space within your auric field and how their actions can affect you differently. So wrapping your mind around this based on what's happening in your life, then, if it's a job situation, it might be in your solar plex, or it might be in your root chakra, but you're going to feel it at that level, right? And then if it's something near and dear to you, a loved one, a child, all these different things, you're going to feel it at deeper levels. It depends on how open you actually are. So to understand your auric field is then to understand that we must heal our energy. We must heal our auric body. And I'm not going to go into healing per se in this video, but there is a way to cleanse and heal your aura consistently. Simple ways are wearing certain, amulets or talismans, or, carrying a specific stone. Burning sage and smudging yourself is a great way. Lighting a candle and allowing any negativity that is around your body to be absorbed into that flame. There are some different systems that you can use. Those are just simple little techniques for quick fixes. But I actually teach a healing energy body course, so you can look at that further if you would like on my website. But beyond that, healing your energy field consistently is important to clear away any clutter, to ensure that you are in a great space on an energetic level is important. This is where protection comes in. Protection is literally you setting your boundaries. I want you to not think of a big shield or a big barrier or a big wall being built, because ultimately that is a very aggressive approach. There is a time and place for it, however, but on a day to day level, it's really about setting your boundaries. How do you set your boundaries? I like to imagine a bubble around my body, and this bubble is surrounded by light. Sometimes it's surrounded by fire if I'm dealing with something that might be on the heavier topic, but most of the time it's surrounded by light. And this bubble is a bubble in which you can see everything that's happening outside of you, and those on the outside can see what's happening on the inside. It's a very safe, bubble. I actually think about blowing bubbles and like an iridescent, film to it, and it's just so pretty, and it feels very light and happy. It doesn't have to be a heavy harshness. So there's this protection shield around me, this bubble, and my bubble can come closer to my body form, or it can expand out further based on what I'm working with and what I'm being exposed to at any given time. So, protection itself, it's not always about being on the defensive. I want you to recognize when your protection really comes into play. And one of those things is when someone does something that feels like they've wronged you. Now, no one can wrong you unless you've allowed them to on some level. So preventing this from happening is the key. What does that look like? Setting your boundaries and speaking your truth, following your heart, not necessarily listening to your mind and what you should do, actually doing what your heart says to do, setting healthy boundaries, having those important conversations in the relationships that we are in. Those types of things keep you in a healthy balance and keeps your shield of protection up. Now, we are human. Something's going to penetrate that shield. How do you handle it at that point? What I like to do is a simple visualization. And then as I close my eyes and I imagine myself within this bubble and I push everything outside of the bubble for just a moment. And that means every individual in your life, every circumstance in your life, everything in your life, even emotions that you are currently dealing with based on interactions you have with other individuals, all of that gets pushed outside for just that moment or two. And then you sit within that bubble with just you, like your true self you. And then you take some time to really ask yourself, what do I want? Who am I? How should I best handle this situation that is facing me? And then you get your answers from within. You listen to your own heart, trust that intuition, trust your instincts. And then one by one, I start bringing those things back into my bubble, the individuals, my family, the things that are important to me, my animals, all of those things. And let's say that someone per se, let's say it's a family member, is part of the situation that's causing this discontentment in your life. Take that situation, and it might be their words, and remove them and leave those words outside of the bubble and allow that person to come back in and be able to love them unconditionally this way. And then from there, you can approach the situation with love. What I think is really important to understand is that we're not out to hurt each other. What happens is we are doing the best we can, and we're kind of within our own selves with our blinders at times, just trying to do the best we can to get through life. It doesn't mean that I'm actually intentionally trying to cause you harm. The fact of the matter is, most likely, my words were more from my own fear or concerns. It just affected you in a negative way. So I'm really going to challenge you guys to start looking at protection a little differently. If I am speaking my truth, if I am healthy, then I can easily remove a scenario or a circumstance outside of my field. When I allow it to sit and hang out in my field, that's when the damage gets done. That's when I get off balance. That's when I am no longer, you know, feeling, for lack of a better word, zen. Okay. Not feeling that calm. So here is my approach. Take every day as an opportunity to challenge yourself to stay healthy, to stay in a balanced mind and spirit. Eating healthy helps, getting your rest helps, being surrounded with healthy individuals helps. Speaking your own truth is crucial. Understanding your own heart and your own desires is key. Put yourself in a new way of looking at this. Protection and healing. If I'm constantly taking care of me and I am allowing myself to share in a positive way my life, my energy, my purpose, then I am doing good work. And the idea of protection is knowing your truth and setting those boundaries in a very healthy way. So that is my take on protection and healing. It is completely different than most people's viewpoint, but I definitely wanted to share this with you. Understanding your aura, understanding how to heal your body, and understanding how to protect and shield yourself is all very important. And the three of them should be constantly a focus within your life. Of course, there are different courses on all three of these that I offer. However, I thought this video would be great for the greater public, and I hope it serves you well, and I hope it gets you thinking and give you food for thought. If you're curious about my courses or classes on these topics, please visit my website. It's urbangoddess.net. Super easy. Type it in, and there's some videos on there you can watch as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a blessed day.